My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of Black Mirror Season 5 from worst to best. And this video will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But unlike the previous seasons, there's not a single great episode here, but it's only 3 episodes long, and I liked 2 of them. So a 67% success rate here ain't shabby. So let's begin talking about the worst episode. The one episode I didn't like. Not only did I not like it, I hated it. You know what? In fact, not only did I hate it, I despised it. And it's Striking Vipers. I already said a few videos back when I was talking about San Junipero that I'm not a fan of lesbian and gay storylines, and that's what this episode is. So there, I wouldn't like this episode, but I found the agenda of this episode to be particularly insidious and to be particularly evil. Because everything that it's trying to do here is not just focus on a gay romance, but to blur the line between gay and straight as much as possible, and to blur the line between man and woman as much as possible. And it all felt terribly contrived, not grounded in any bit of reality. The characters don't act like the way they would. They act like the way they're written to. They never felt authentic. And just everything it's doing here, I think is evil. I think it's wrong. You know, you've got a mean character cheating on his wife, so he's a real piece of shit. And then you've got two guys in a relationship, but they're also not gay, but they're also all gay, and also they're both men, but they're also, one of them is a woman, even though he's not a woman, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's trying to have a happy ending when the couple splits up and the two dudes have sex in the video game. Like, how is this a happy ending? It's just morally repugnant every step of the way. You know, I always say when you're watching a movie or show, you've got to meet it on its wavelengths. And lots of the time, when there's a message, it doesn't bother me if I'm on the movie's wavelengths. But if I completely fundamentally disagree with everything that something is trying to say and do, then I am not just off course, I just hate everything about it. And it's trying to prove that, oh, sexuality is fluid and oh, gender is fluid, by using the most exaggerated, specific instance to try to prove that point with characters that are your puppets. Because it's just... I also want to say that I also hate it when they tell stories about a gay couple and they'll always repressed straight men. And I really hate that trend. And yeah, I don't think it was well shot. I don't think it was well made. I just think the script is truly abysmal. I despised every second of this episode. So that's why it's dead last. Now onto the episodes I liked, which might shock you guys actually, but my second favorite episode is Smithereens. Now this episode is too long. It's over an hour and there's no justification for that. And for the first 2 acts, it's pretty generic. This dude holding another dude hostage, and if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll kill him. We've seen that before. And when I was watching it for the first time, I was just like, oh, so this is what it's all about? That's pretty stupid. He just wants to tell the head of the cell phone / social media company that he was distracted and accidentally killed someone because of his phone. I was just like, that is so dumb. But the more I think about it, the more it kind of works for me. Because it's nothing new to say that we're all addicted to cell phones. We're addicted to social media. We all know how unhealthy it is, but we just can't help it. It's how we're programmed. They literally want to make these things as addictive as possible. And you've got this guy who does something unspeakable and it destroys him, and he still takes full responsibility, but he just wants to let the guy know that your desire to make these things addictive, they do come at a cost. Maybe not directly, but they do. And I actually think it manages to be profound on a certain level. And yeah, and on top of that, I think Andrew Scott really brings this character to life, and he nails the emotional beats of the last act. He sold you on the pain this guy was feeling, and I thought Toll for Grace was really good, and I'm because of its length, it's not one I loved, but I actually did like it. But now we get to my favorite episode of Black Mirror Season 5, and I feel like this is a very hot take, but it's Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too, and I've seen all your complaints, and I totally get it. This episode is so over the top and goofy and absurd. The main plot doesn't get introduced until halfway through. But I think everything it's trying to say about how we worship celebrities and just how tortured some of them are really worked for me. And especially the way you see technology progressing. Some of this, I don't think it's entirely far off. Like just using someone's voice and past music to create new music and taking full credit for it, and this idea of this person who could be in a coma or dead just doing hundreds of concerts all at the same time through a hologram. I could see it happening. I really do. And there's something frightening about that, about celebrities having so little agency over their lives while they're alive, and especially when they're dead. The Flash is a movie that exists, and there's 2 CGI cameos. One by Christopher Reeve, and the second by Adam West. Both of these actors are dead. They cannot consent to being in the movie. Christopher Reeve has spoken very publicly about how he would be against something like this. But they don't care. They put them in there for some cheap fan service, and it's truly disgusting. Same with Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One. And it's just only going to get worse at a certain point. So because of that, there's something just frightening real about the treatment of public figures that really hit me. And despite all the goofiness, it's entertaining enough. I thought the performances were good, and I surprisingly quite enjoyed this one. So that's why it's my favorite of Season 5. But what's your ranking of Black Mirror Season 5? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.